Hello, my name is Fiona, and I would love to discuss my inquiry project with you. My inquiry question being, does the collaboration process between teachers result in benefits for students? Firstly, let me outline that the teaching profession has been observed as a profession that has a persistent and somewhat damaging challenge, that challenge being isolation. And because of this, many practitioners and policymakers have worked tirelessly to change the practice and promote collaboration in schools. And as we know, collaboration is one of the core competencies in the new BC curriculum. So before we start, just as a side note, when I was in my teacher training, I had heard, I think one of my faculty advisors was telling us that the dropout rate for teachers, or the leaving the teachers leaving the profession within the first few years, was 50%. And given, I think, probably most of our first years, but specifically, I mean, from my experience, my first year, I completely understand. The story behind that is that I was rolling out a French immersion program in a small community, and none of these courses had been taught before. And then to make things worse, I was studying, I hadn't studied in the fields that I was supposed to be teaching, and then I had to teach it in my second language, and then there wasn't any resources, so it's sort of like I was fighting for support, fighting for those resources. It was a really tough year, and I felt quite alone, so it's one of the reasons why why I chose this as my inquiry question, because it's sort of this topic is fairly important to me. So given my first year, I wanted to collaborate to gain resources and ideas and not feel like the whole weight of the world was on my shoulders, and trying to plan everything from scratch. But what I didn't know was how much the collaboration process benefited the students. And of course, I guess it would make sense when we think about it. And there's research that strongly suggests that teachers need to follow specific procedures when collaborating in order for it to be as effective as it could be. So one of the first procedures is grouping teachers in a similar field, if not the same, teaching the same subjects. And of course, most of us do that already. Having a trained facilitator, sort of as the point person, is the second feature that collaboration sessions should have. Ideally, they say don't have it be an administrator or an expert as the point person, because it's shown not to be as helpful. So ideally, you want a colleague to sort of run those collaboration sessions, and have them be your point person. The third procedure is having focus objectives, of course. So this can include identifying goals for student learning, how to assess student learning, or those specific goals, and then planning lessons that will tackle those goals, and then making sure that you're reflecting on the process, and then figure out where to go next. The fourth procedure is to have practice and stability for the collaboration sessions. So some of the research says that the best collaboration teams only use 75% of the allotted time to work and improve instruction, and it's more likely that collaboration teams fall into the category where they're only using 50% of their allotted time. So when I was thinking about this stat, I thought, well, I was thinking about my collaboration sessions last year, and how many we had per year, and then the allotted time for that, and it was about 13 hours of collab session per year. And if we fall into the 50% category, then that means that we're only, properly collaborating and doing it effectively only 6 or 7 hours per year. So I guess that's pretty low. The research is complicated, of course it would be when we're studying social sciences, but the results would suggest that student achievement gains are higher in schools that have a stronger collaboration environment and with teachers that teachers who are stronger collaborators and focus on collaboration. With that being said, there is still literature that would suggest that any amount of collaboration, whether it's structured or focused or maybe it's a day-to-day collaboration, still there is a correlation between that kind of collaboration and student achievement. Thank you.